Hi everyone, it's Constance from Create the Memories. Just want to show you my latest book. I call this one the Blue Book. Very creative. It's made from a recycled book, which I've covered with a cloth, and I've done a little bit of embossing underneath the cloth with some texture paste, which didn't quite turn out as well as I would have liked, but it was the first time, so I'm going to give myself a break for that one. I'm sure the next one will be much better. And then I've done a little bit of gold wax on the top just to have the emboss show up a little bit more. It was an old book that I've recovered with cloth dyed with some fabric dye, a couple of different colors, some blue and black in there, and just very plain on the outside. I wanted to keep it kind of simple on the outside, but there you can see the embossing. And it's a little bit chunky, always a little chunkier than I intend things to be, but that's the way it happens sometimes. Just closed with a little bit of cotton lace. And it's just tied on, and I did not glue it, so if the final user decides they didn't want cotton lace, they wanted something else or no closure at all, they can untie it and take that off. This is, I used an old book. I will look it up and put it in the remarks what the name of the book is. Something Edding, I think, is the author, and I really liked the inside covers here and here, so I wanted to preserve that and start the book basically with this intact, and then I put a paper on this side with the hidden binding, which is not totally hidden. Paper seemed to be a little crooked at the time. I think my paper was cut straight. I don't know. Someone's paper was crooked at the time. We'll pretend it's this one. I haven't put anything in here because I really like this. I might add an extra pocket here. We'll see. Right now I think it's pretty well done. Coffee dyed paper. Now I really over coffee dyed my paper. I had a pasta jar that I filled about 3/4 of the way with water and put 4 heaping teaspoons of coffee and a little bit of blue dye, which I was hoping would tint a blue to the page, but it ended up tinting a little bit of a green to the page. Whether that was the coffee or the blue dye, I'm not really sure. And then I just dried them out in the sun, but it was a little too dark for what I really like. It worked, it's just I was hoping not quite so dark. The pages ended up super hard and crunchy and very fragile. And I don't know if that's because there was too much coffee in it. So I did end up spritzing them with a little bit of glycerin and water when they were all dry. It has removed some of that crunchy. Some of the pages are almost soft, like a velvety. So I'm not sure if I like it or not, but it's the way it is. So this is the way the journal turned out. I did do stitching on a lot of the pages. So I did get a sewing machine not that long ago. So there's a little pocket here which flips up, so there's writing here, and tucked in here a few stamped tickets, shipping tag with a little bit of stamping. And this was a pocket I will post the link in the description on the YouTube video when I remember, when I look up and see who it was that did these little 3-fold pockets. And I've just tucked it in there. There's also a pocket at the back, so there's more room for stuff. But I just added that into there. A little bit of scrapbook paper, some maps that are coffee dyed. This is just a grocery bag, altered playing card, and another little ticket in there. Of course, as you can see, book pages and more sewing. I really kind of like the sewing. Just got my sewing machine not that long ago, so it's fun. This is also altered 4 book pages, folded up to make 4 pockets, one at the back, one here, utility card or index card, so one here, another shipping tag with a stamp, and another one here in the front, and in here I've just made a little book with some leftover papers, and just done some this paper here, I'm trying to remember, I think this was parchment paper, and then some music paper. This is an old recycled envelope, so it's got another shipping tag in there, a little bit of sewing, a shipping tag with a little bit of book paper on there. See how dark the coffee dyed turned out? Now this is an invisible paper clip, and I saw someone do it on YouTube. I will again put a link in the description of who it was. So if you look right inside, I don't know if you can see, you see the paper inside? It's holding this one, and this is the other side of the paper clip. The girl that did it on YouTube, her first one, she actually used the ticket, and then the second one she just used a little scrap piece of paper, cardstock paper like I did in there. But it ends up being an invisible paper clip. So it clips right onto your paper. Like that. Now it sticks up a little tiny bit, and it all depends on where you put your paper clip to how much over your page it sticks. That's to me fine. It's not overly sticking up over the page. But I find it looks really cute just kind of sitting there. This is more of a paper I found at a winner's store. It was a travel journal, and I really like the pages, so I disemboweled the book and put the pages in. Each signature, which there's 4 signatures, has a little envelope in the middle, and I just put a little tag, a little paper clip, I should say, with a charm on it. And each signature has a little envelope in the middle, and the envelope has something in it. This one has another one of those little books with the leftover paper. The other half of that travel paper. I really like this stitching on my machine. I think it's a hem stitch. I really kind of like it. The other half of that envelope, and I've just put a little bit of coffee dyed paper on there with a stamp. Book paper, the other half of a paper bag with a shipping tag. So second signature, a couple of little fold outs, journal, or not journal paper, ledger paper, really like that, coffee dyed. This is a note card that I coffee dyed as well. Stitching another one of those 4 pocket. This is an index card with a altered playing card on it. Stick that in there, another pocket here, another pocket here. And more scrapbooking paper, a little bit of lace, more scrapbooking paper, a little bit of washi tape, because like I said, I did find with the amount of coffee I used, and this was just regular copy paper, I couldn't find my heavyweight one, and I did find it was a little harder on the paper, so I did put extra washi tape on some of the pages just to make sure they wouldn't tear out. This is the inside envelope, and that's another little charm on the paper clip. Hopefully you can see. This one, I cut a whole bunch of a punch I had of little mini shipping tags for decorating the book. I just thought they're really cute. Use them. Some are colored paper, some are music paper, but they're all little tiny shipping tags. So that's what that envelope is full of. Oops, let's get my fingers to work here. There we go. other scrapbooking paper. This is a little notepad I saw someone do, just actually sew it right onto the page. So there's a few extra sheets there. And I've done a really tight stitch, I believe. Now I haven't tried it because I'll leave it for the user to try, but I think it'll be really easy to tear the page off because it's a fairly thin page and I did a really tight stitch there. Some more scrapbooking paper. It's another card, note card. Next signature, a little bit of a flip out. Lots of writing space. I assume you'd have to use a light pen. I'm not, actually I don't know. I would assume you would use a light pen on this, but maybe not. Black ink would probably stand out too. A little bit of book paper. Now I've done my best with the book paper to make sure there's nothing offensive in the wording, but if I've missed something, I apologize. It's another note card, another shipping tag, a little bit of a ribbon and a little bit of like a ropey twine that I just zigzag stitched into that. A couple of stamp tickets, the bigger sizes of those punches, and there. There we go. This is little piece. So that's the next size up on those little shipping tags. There's all done with all different papers. So they can be used to decorate the book or, you know, decorate the page if someone wants to, or use them someplace else, wherever you feel. And I think it goes this way. Now this is another one of those invisible paper clips. So it's an altered playing card, a little bit of burlap, some book paper, a little butterfly, and it's a little mini envelope I made. And it's empty. And again, you can see in the middle where the paper clip is joined to the two papers. Hopefully you can see that. And works well, just goes right on your page. Four signatures. I believe there's 5 coffee dyed pages in full pages in each book, so that's 10 two-sided, so that's 20 pages in each book, plus assortment of other little pages like this. Another one of those altered pockets, so you can put lots of stuff in it. Spot for writing if you want. Another little flip out. Another one of those shipping tags. Some of the paper I really stacked it, and it didn't get the coffee all the way through, but you know, I'm kind of okay with it. Looks a little wild, but that's okay. Another one of those pockets, altered index card, and an altered shipping card. That one's embossed, so I put a little bit of paper on the side for writing, but this side's got some texture on it. This is the last little envelope. That's got a little key on it, and these have the bigger tags in them, so they can be used to decorate the book wherever you like. All butterfingers here. There you go. Another one of those little notepads. Just a couple of extra spots, paper to tear off if you need to write something, give it to somebody. Another recycled envelope, a little bit of washi tape holding this down to write a little note on. Altered index card. out there. This is the back pocket, and again, there's those little tiny mini tags. I find they're really cute. You can use them to decorate a lot of stuff. The big ticket, little ticket, and more of these. And this is another one of those little pockets. So there's room there, there's room there, there's a pocket in here to keep stuff, and it's just paper. Good way to use up your old book paper. Now, I think the next time I make these, I might double the paper, glue it, and then make this. It's really easy to make. So I think doubling the paper would make it a little bit thicker. So it would feel a little bit nicer, a little meatier on the hands. Especially sometimes that book paper was really thin. It may have been old, but it wasn't that thick old paper. And there's the back of the book. I will put a big book plate in this book, but I don't know if I want to put it on here or if I'm going to put it on here. I got a feeling I'll put it on here, just because there's something about this map I really like. So that's the book. That's the back. Once I figure out how, well, not how, but where I'm going to sell my products. A lot of people are complaining about Etsy and their rates now, so I don't know if I want to invest in an Etsy shop. I'm trying to look at a few others, and I will eventually make a decision and put them on. Or they're for sale, pick up in Brantford through my Facebook page. Anyway, I hope you like it. Thanks for watching. Bye.